It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Kirkstall Brewery, and this is a can of their Eclipse Hazy IPA. This beer is coming in at 5.5% ABV in a 440 milliliter can. Picked it up in ASDA, cost me £3. This is a new beer that's available in ASDA. And whenever I see a Kirkstall beer, I pick it up. I like Kirkstall Brewery. I like their beers. I've never had a bad beer. Started drinking their beers from the supermarket probably about 2.5 years ago. Found them in Morrison's, and they were unassuming. They were kind of like, they had these kind of paisley-like cans on the shelves, and they weren't kind of sitting there multicoloured. I mean, this is slightly multicoloured with the eclipse of the sun and the moon. But yeah, it wasn't like jumping off the shelf for you type of beers. But when you did decide to pull the trigger and buy them, I found them always superb. A superb brewery based in, I think they're based in Leeds. Yeah, based in Leeds, Yorkshire. So, let's get the beer out into a glass and see what we get. What I like about Kirkstall is that I've only ever been introduced to them through the supermarket. And supermarket craft beer has come under a little bit of criticism recently from people like me who don't like all them adjuncts thrown into their beers. But Kirkstall have always resisted that temptation to brew a beer with concentrates in. Concentrated ice cream concentrates like mangoes and vanillas and all these other things, and it's like they've just produced kind of pure hoppy beers or stouts or porters that actually taste like stout and porter. So one finger whitehead, good levels of carbonation as the beer carbonation rises up the glass. It's very straw coloured. Very straw coloured beer. Let's get a nice white head as well on the beer, and you can see that as you rock the beer back and forth, you can really see that carbonation, nice fine carbonation chasing the head of the glass. Aroma then. Yeah, and this is perfect for me. Absolutely perfect. Straight away you get light, crisp wafer malt aromas, with hints of soft, pillowy hop aromas, maybe a touch of pineapple, touch of grapefruit, touch of orange peel. But you can tell it's hops. You can tell it's 100% hops. It's not kind of like concentrates like some of the other beers in supermarkets. I'll get to my point with all of this in a moment. I've got a lot of my point over already. Let's dive in then. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous beer. You can always rely on them. I like that about a brewery. I like that you see their beers, you see their brand, you see Kirkstall, and you go, there's a 9 out of 10 chance that's going to be a cracking beer. Stone the Crows. Stone the Crows, that is really, really solid, good, dependable, hoppy IPA. Hoppy IPA. It's really, really good. Very drinkable, very refreshing. Really well balanced between the sweetness and the bitterness. I could drink gallons of that. Gallons of it. Whenever I go to a brewery, whenever I go to a brewery, let's say St Ives Brewery, where I went in February of this year. I've been to a few breweries since, but let's look at St Ives. I'll have a look at a few of their beers on tap or in the fermenters, and I'll find something I like. I'll drink most of their beers around the brewery, and then I'll find something I really like, and then they'll say help yourself, and I'll just go back and forth, empty if it's a fermenter, undo the tap on the fermenter, fill my glass up, or if it's on tap, I'll just go and fill my glass. And I was doing that all day long at St Ives Brewery. I found this lovely kind of hoppy IPA stroke pale ale type of beer, and it was just really nice. It was just full of hop flavours, really nice and drinkable, lovely and refreshing, and I stuck on that beer all day. It was just fantastic. And this is the type of beer, this is exactly that. This is I will never get sick and tired of this beer in a session. I could drink 3, 4, 5 cans of this, absolutely no problem whatsoever. No adjuncts in this beer whatsoever, just clean, fresh, hoppy beer. Look at the lacing on the glass. They're a really, really good brewery. They're a really good brewery. Now, my point here is that generally, the old rule of thumb is supermarket beer's okay, but if you go to the brewery or if you go to the brewery's website, the beers are generally better again. So let's look at companies like Northern Monk. Northern Monk have put out some kind of weird and wacky beers in the supermarkets recently. Adjunct, full, and Bessie beers, those sorts of beers. And I kind of steer clear from it. But I know for a fact if I go to Northern Monk's website and I order their beer, I might pay a little bit more money for it, but the quality of the beer is a step up. It's a step up over the supermarket beer. So my thought process here is Kirkstall Brewery, fantastic, fantastic supermarket beer. They've already got a high bar in my estimation. How good will their beers be if you order it from their website, or if you drink it in maybe one of their bars or their brewery? It's going to be next level again. So that will be probably my thing to do in 2024, is probably try and get up to Kirkstall Brewery and drink some of their beer around the local. Maybe just go to Leeds and drink their beer in some of the bars where they have Kirkstall Brewery beers. And I imagine the stuff's going to be fantastic, absolutely fantastic, because their supermarket offerings are superb, absolutely superb. No messing about, no adjuncts, full of flavour, drinkable, dependable. That's the word, dependable beer. It's really good. Really, really good. Now, where's the can? Here. I like the can. You've got that kind of eclipse going on. Really quite nice. Again, picked it up in ASDA, £3 a can. Using new Australian hop variety Eclipse, this hazy IPA bursts with flavours of mandarin, orange, peach and grapefruit. It's lovely. It really is a lovely, lovely beer. I like that enough. £3 a can. Fantastic. Stone the Pros, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 from Real Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.